All right, this is Dan Meehan for Fight News Australia, and today we have Elliot Compton, who makes his MMA debut against Tetsuya Oyama at the inaugural Beatdown Promotions event on July 9th. Elliot, how are you?
Hey, good. Thanks, bro. Thanks for having me.
No worries at all. Thanks for stopping by.
Anytime.
Now, we haven't seen you in the ring for a little while, so what have you been up to?
Man, it's just the same old. I have, like you said, I haven't fought now since December of 2020. But I've still been training every day. I still have pretty much been approaching my training like I'm in a camp, non-stop, 2, 3 times a day, regardless. So other than that, it's been focused on the business, building up Team Compton Training Center, spending time with my family, focusing on my daughter, but still raring to fight. So here we are now, 6 weeks out, ready to go.
Absolutely, and like you said there, you got plenty going on at the moment. So like you say, on top of your training, you're running Team Compton Training Centre, and doing a bit of commentary for Ryzen, and you're a dad as well. So how do you balance life as a family man, a businessman, and a fighter?
Yeah, of course, man. It's busy, definitely busy. But it's like anything, right? If it's important to you, you always make the time, you always make it work. So I'm lucky to have a very supportive family, a very supportive wife. She definitely holds down the fort while I'm out busy chasing fights and chasing commentary and cornering the boys and the business. So I'm very lucky to have a good support network around me. It's often we always say in the fight game, particularly, there's always one guy in the cage or in the ring or in the arena, but there's a massive team behind them that always get them to that point. And that's even just coach training partners, and that's their whole support network. So I'm very blessed and I'm lucky.
Brilliant. Well, tell us about the switch to MMA. Is this something you've been thinking about for a while?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like if anyone's been following my career, they know that I've always trained with MMA guys. I mean, I've been training with some of the best MMA guys that this country's had to offer since the early 2000s, even long before I even thought about becoming a fighter myself. So I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I train jiu-jitsu every single day of the week, regardless of what I'm doing. I wrestle with the boys. I MMA spar with the boys and have done my whole career. So in the time that I've had off, I just realized, hey, man, I'm doing way more MMA these days than I've ever done. And it just seemed like an organic progression. I've always said that if the right opportunity presented itself, then definitely I'd transition into MMA and see how I go in that world. And then Damian Brown came to me with the perfect opportunity. And I said, yeah, man, all right, let's go. Let's do this.
Unreal. So, is this it? Are you pursuing MMA for good now, or do you sort of plan to juggle both kickboxing and MMA from here on out?
Look, man, I don't want to slam the door shut on anything. I've never been that kind of guy. Right now, I'm solely focused on my MMA career. Uh, if I got offered a great Thai boxing fight, then yeah, of course I'd take it. If I got offered against a big name or something that really excited me, of course I'd take it. I'm a fighter through and through, and I always look for the good fights. But right now, where we're at with what we've got on the table, I'm definitely focused on MMA right now.
Yep. And are you still signed to one championship at all? Could there potentially be opportunities there down the track, or is that have you sort of closed the book on that?
Look, there's definitely opportunities down the track for me. I just want to get busy again right now. On average, I've been fighting once every 18 months, and for me, my focus is to get busy and get active again. I come from a Thai boxing background, obviously. Like we're used to fighting like once a month, once every 6 weeks. So to go 18 months without a fight sometimes it's just way too long for me. I've had some great fights with one. I've had some great experiences. Transition to MMA. If something comes to the table, absolutely we can look at it. But I just want to be active and I just want to fight, man. This is what I do. It's what I love, and I'm just super eager to get back in there and try and put together a good win streak. And like I said, just be active more than anything.
Absolutely, and I guess training wise, like what does the balance look like? We know that you can punch on standing up, right? That's obviously beyond doubt at this point. But does your training sort of focus more on grappling now, or sort of what does the balance look like?
Man, my balance is the same as any other MMA fighter. Just because I do have a striking pedigree behind me and I have 60 pro fights, I've fought at the highest level. I've fought everyone who's anyone in this sport. My training schedules are still the same. There's still room for improvement in my striking, of course. There's always room for improvement on everything. So every day I still strike, I still wrestle, and I still do jiu-jitsu. I still strength and condition. I still follow the same training protocols that most people would do. If anything, probably more so because I'm blessed to just be in the gym almost 24/7. You know, I mean, like I've done 4 sessions today plus my morning run. You know, and that includes a gi jiu-jitsu session. So, yeah, I still attack the game and every single asset of it. I don't look at it like, well, I know I can strike. I fought some of the best guys in the world. That's not the point, you know. For me, I got to be the best that I can be every time I step in there, and there's always room for improvement, no matter what, you know. So that's what I've been working on the last 18 months between fights. And I've actually really heavily been working on my striking, believe it or not, as well as my conditioning and everything else. So I'm excited to kind of showcase a new version of myself on July 9.
And now that you are sort of transitioning into MMA, do you have to sort of tweak your striking style much? Like sort of how different is sort of the MMA striking from your Thai boxing roots?
Yeah, definitely. I'm very fortunate that my background is very eclectic, you know. So I've trained in so many different styles of martial arts since I was a young kid that my Muay Thai style, so to speak, was never like the classic Nak Muay or style that most people will come to expect. You know, like I've always been a little bit different. My stance has always been a little bit different. I've definitely, obviously, favored my hands and elbows, and I throw a lot of like different style of kicks. You know, from side kicks to back kicks and spinning hook kicks and things like that. So in terms of like transitioning from a Muay Thai style into MMA, definitely, you know, you got to sit your weight differently. It's a different, 5-minute rounds, it's a different pace, different energy, and things like that. But generally, my style was pretty MMA orientated anyway. So I just had to tweak a few things here and there. It's not like I kind of really had to strip it back and rebuild it from the ground up. Just had to just make a few adjustments here and there, which, like I said, because I've been training with the MMA guys my whole career anyway, I would do that on a weekly basis anyway. And I'd be trying to like transition between a MMA style of striker versus a kickboxing style of striker versus a Muay Thai style of fighter, you know? So I've always kind of been pretty good at being able to switch on the fly. And who knows, man, like when I fight MMA, some of these guys might want to stand with me and we'll turn into a striking fight. And even then you'll see different styles of striking during the MMA fight, you know? But right now I'm open to anything and I'm ready for anything. So
beautiful. Well, yeah, as mentioned off the top, the opponent on July 9th is Tetsuya Oyama. For those who don't know, he's 37 years old, 11-6 record. He's on a 3-fight win streak, and comes from a bit of a grappling sort of background, as as it appears anyway. So, are you the type to watch tape, and how much do you know about him?
Man, not really, to be honest. I watch a bit just to get a bit of what to expect, you know. But I kind of leave that up to my coaching staff, you know. Like, it's very easy to watch some tape and then get in there on fight night and look for all the things that you thought you saw on the tape and then miss the golden opportunities, you know. So for me, I just focus on me. I just focus on making sure that I'm, like I said, the best that I can be in every area of my game. And I'm going to put it all in a ball and get in there on fight night and throw it at him, you know, and see if he can deal with it and see if I can deal with him, you know. He's definitely got very good grappling pedigree. He's, like you said, he's 11-6. He's got a fair few wins coming from submission, but he's also had 15 pro boxing fights. So he's probably not going to be scared to stand in the pocket and trade with me either. Could be a mistake if you ask me, but hey, man, we'll find out. I think he's smart. I think he knows that his best keys to victory is to try and take this to the ground. But if you ask me, even that's debatable. So we'll find out July 9.
Absolutely, and yeah, you mentioned earlier you're a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which I actually didn't know that when I was doing my research for this one. So obviously, are you expecting to sort of find yourself on the ground and sort of how well do you think you're equipped to deal with it?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like I said, this is MMA, right? I'm not looking to have Thai boxing fights under an MMA rule set. You know, I strongly consider myself an MMA fighter, and I have done for years, even before I even thought about fighting MMA. You know. Like I said, my dad's a second-degree black belt. We train every single day. I train with some of the best grapplers in the country, like week in, week out. I mean, you look at the mat at Team Compton in our pro class. We've got the likes of Damian Brown, Aaron Blackie, Jaden Binney, Don Marfan. Some of these guys are absolute killers when it comes to the grappling, you know. And we put in some solid work every single day. And I'm confident that if he does want to take it to the mat, man, maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll take him to the mat. Yeah, we'll find out July 9. Maybe I got a few tricks up my sleeve that no one expects. We'll soon see, you know. But like I said, I feel like I'm an all-round MMA fighter, and I'm confident no matter where this fight goes. If he takes me down, I'll submit him from bottom. Maybe I'll even finish him with strikes from bottom. Who knows? I'm pretty confident no matter where we go. So.
Wouldn't that flip the script? The multiple-time world Muay Thai champion winning by submission.
Man, well, let's tune in July 9 and we'll see what happens, huh?
Absolutely. Now, I think I read that this might be your first fight on home soil since 2016. So how nice will it be to sort of have the home crowd on your side and not have to travel to enemy territory after so long?
Yeah, man, I'm really excited to hear the roar of the crowd when I walk out. You know, that's really one of the only things I miss about fighting on the local circuit. I love the adventure of going somewhere new and, like you said, stepping into enemy territory or just on neutral ground somewhere. And, you know, I love that feeling of being far from home and fighting another man from somewhere else in the world. And I mean, like this is all I've done since I was a kid. I live for this shit, man. This is what sets my soul on fire, you know. Having said that, I do miss being able to hear like my wife in the crowd, my mum in the crowd, my sister screaming and yelling, and hearing all my family and friends and the fans. And yeah, man, I'm super excited to bring it back home and show everyone, hey, man, this is what we've been working on overseas. You know, I think there's going to be a different energy that I'll bring when I fight, luckily, to what I had done previously. You know, with all my overseas experience. Yeah, man, I'm super fired up.
Awesome. And will the little one be in the building, or is it a little bit too early to bring her along to a fight?
Nah, probably still a bit too early. You know, I think I might wait another couple of years before that. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Like I said, I won't write anything off, but as it stands right now, probably not. Yeah.
Absolutely. And, Beatdown Promotions is obviously headed up by former UFC star and current Ryzen fighter Damien Beatdown Brown. So, what do you think of his vision for the promotion, and how's your experience been so far?
Awful. No. It's been absolutely brilliant, man. Like, if anyone knows Damien, you know he's a professional through and through, whether it's in fighting, in business, in promoting. Like I said, he came to me and he said, look, I'm going to host my very first show. I want an international main event. I know you're looking to transition into the world of MMA. How do you feel about fighting this guy from Japan? And I said to him, you know what? Absolutely, Damo. He goes, oh, do you want to know the guy's details? I said, not really. All I care about is it's a world-class opponent and it's a big step up for me. I want to challenge myself. So if you can provide me that, you can provide me the platform, you know, a few dollars in the equation, which, you know, Damo came through on. It's, man, here we are, you know. And since we kind of just spoke about it, it's just gone from strength to strength to strength. You know, Damo's a go-getter, man. He's a trailblazer, bro. You know, like, don't let anyone tell you different. He knows what's up, man. And the vision for the Beatdown Promotions brand is really cool. It's definitely going to rival a lot of other promotions in this country, that's for sure. I mean, it's his first event, and he's already got, I think don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure there's 6 international fights. It's pretty impressive for your first event. You know, I think there's like 7 or 8 pro fights, and man, it's going to be huge. So, and Eaton's Hill Hotel, I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's a sick venue. It's big, but it's still cozy, you know, and it's aesthetically pleasing, and it's got a really good energy in there. I've been lucky enough to fight there a few times for the Legacy promotion back in the day, and I've like win, lose or draw, it's always a good experience, you know. So man, I'm super excited.
Yep, and I was actually lucky enough to interview Damien a couple of months ago after he announced the first Beatdown Promotions event. So yeah, for anyone who wants to sort of get some more information on Beatdown Promotions, go and see the Fight News Australia YouTube channel, of course, where Damien goes quite in depth in sort of what he has in mind for Beatdown Promotions. So sorry, I'm not above a shameless plug. Okay, so there it is.
No way, man.
But anyway, speaking of shameless plugs, do you have any sponsors or anyone you'd like to shout out? I'll hand the reins over to you.
Yeah, definitely, man. I got a whole list of sponsors. You know, like we said earlier, the fight game. It's very easy to look at. You know, oh, it's just this guy that steps in there. But man, first and foremost, I got to thank my team and my teammates at Elliot Compton Training Center. These guys put up with a lot from me day in, day out. You know, I'm a perfectionist and I'm very hard on myself. And you know, I've been known to get grumpy in the gym sometimes, not at anyone else particularly, but at myself. So, I'm super grateful for the amount of time and work and the sacrifices that they put in for me during my camp as well. Obviously my dad, my coach, Steve Compton, my wife, my mom, my team of sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do this without them, So huge raps, and I'll make it all worth it. July 9, you watch this.
Brilliant. Well, for those who don't know, Beatdown Promotions #1 goes down July 9th at Eaton's Hill Hotel, which is in North Brisbane. All details are at beatdownpromotions.com.au. So, Elliot, thank you so much for stopping by, and all the best at Beatdown 1.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. See you guys again soon.